Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Kamisha bin Kamurdin, and today on behalf of my team, I would like to present our paper on title Development of FinTech in Islamic Social Finance in Malaysia. So this is some introduction on our paper, which is this is some introduction on the Islamic finance. So Islamic finance is an approach to invest and manage a certain fund, which is the purpose of solving societal challenges. So it cover like Islamic traditional instrument like zakat, waqf, and sedekah, as well as qard hasan and kafalah. However, Islamic social finance also have modern instrument like Islamic microfinance, suku, and takaful. So, despite this variety of Islamic instruments, and also if we can say on the achievement by the Islamic finance, Islamic social finance, as a comparison, are still far left behind, especially in exploring its full potential. Right. And due to the current situation, especially in the development of the technology, so it is undoubtedly that Islamic social finance will be benefited if it use the FinTech in the operation. So that's why this study aims to investigate the adoption of FinTech in Islamic social finance, especially for zakat and waqf institution in Malaysia. So this study also will try to cover, including on the level of FinTech adoption, issue, challenges, and prospect of FinTech adoption, as well as the impact of FinTech adoption. So this is some overview on the digital ecosystem in Malaysia. So it started back in 1996 by the establishment of Malaysia Super Corridor or MSC, and we can view from here there are numbers of initiatives made by the government until 2019, and later on when the COVID pandemic have come, so the usage of digitalization among the Malaysian are becoming more fast and grew tremendously lah due to the COVID-19. So it is has been stated that Malaysian ICT contribute about 218 billion, which is about 19.1% in terms of GDP in 2019. So looking to this bright potential, the government has introduced another initiative which called My Digital. So this My Digital is the aspiration to transform Malaysia into the digitally enabled and technology-driven high-income nation and a regional leader in terms of digital economy. Right? So the latest one, based on the Global Islamic FinTech Report 2021, Malaysia has been placed at the first rank with 87 score as compared to other countries like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and so on. In this case, if we can say that the market size for Islamic FinTech in Malaysia will have some significant increase from 3 billion in 2020 to 8.5 billion USD in 2035. And there are also a numbers of regulatory initiatives like digital currency and token, e-money, eKYC, digital banking, and also digital asset. And the digital ecosystem also including on the Islamic social finance platform. So if we can see from this slide, there are several initiatives on the Islamic social finance by using FinTech, like SIRC. They have like different apps to mobilize the zakat and cash wakaf, and also industry also play some initiative by introducing my wakaf and my zakat. This is through the FinTech adoption, and also financial institution itself also now are try to champion on the Islamic social finance initiative by introducing a various platform that manage this Islamic social finance fund for social purpose, and as well as some collaboration or initiative also from the fintech companies, which this related institution is IRC, for example, to enhance the collection and distribution of Islamic Social Finance Fund. So this is the background of the Islamic Social Finance ecosystem or structure in Malaysia. So normally zakat and waqf administration is under the state level jurisdiction. So in this case, the State Islamic Religious Council or SIRC is the one who are given the authority or mandate to manage the zakat and waqf collection and distribution. So, but the government, the federal government through the national level also have some initiative by establishing Jauhar and also Yayasan Wakaf Malaysia to coordinate and to support the SIRC in terms of zakat and wakaf matters. Some zakat collection and distribution for 2020, we can see that the number of zakat collection is total amount about 3.6 billion ringgit, and also the distribution also is more than 3 billion ringgit. For wakaf, there are also some potential in terms of wakaf land amounting 333 million, and for the cash wakaf also there are about 82 million ringgit. Alright, now we talk about FinTech and Islamic Social Finance. So what is FinTech? So FinTech refers to the integration of technology into offering by financial services company in order to improve the use and delivery to the consumer. So this is some definition for FinTech. And if we can say from the FinTech Malaysia Report 2021, Islamic FinTech is only cater about 4% from the overall FinTech usage in Malaysia context. So I can say that there are much potential. There is still much potential for Islamic FinTech to grow in the future. And there are some also previous case study in for FinTech and also Islamic Social Finance, especially for Malaysia context. First, Islamic Social Finance Report 2014 by IRT state that zakat collection process in Malaysia has been simplified, made safer and less time consuming by using the FinTech. ISRATI ETL 2018 say that the zakat institution provided a huge number of allocation for technology development, including FinTech. And also they have specific department or staff to manage this technology matters. And from Yahya and Ahmad 2018, they say that Asnaf are aware on the FinTech and they are not hesitate to use the FinTech, especially for the zakat distribution process. Alright, so this is our research methodology. So for this case, this study, we use the shorter case study interview approach by year 2018, and we are involving 13 individuals and conducting the focus group discussion. And for data analysis, we are trying to interpret and reflect on the data transcript based on the focus group discussion, and we write the finding through the single case study approach by year 2018, which is to combine all the information into a single writing. So this is our profile for our respondent. So if you can see, there are a variety in terms of gender, roles, zakat, wakaf, and also FinTech expert, as well as their position also vary. So we believe that these various input from different person, which are different position and roles, will give a comprehensive input or finding for our study. So this is our finding. First, in terms of level of FinTech, we can say that there are still some resistance to change, especially by some group of zakat payer and also wakaf donor. They are still using the traditional approach. They are still preferred to use traditional approach. Some also are questioning on the akad, but this has been solved by when the State Fatwa Committee issuing the fatwa on the acceptance of akad by using the online transaction. And also there are some issue in terms of fintech unfamiliarity, especially for the elder group. So that's why the level of fintech still not in the maximized position. And finally, some respondents also say that in order to promote the fintech use, we need to use more creative and innovative approach to use to cultivate and to give awareness to the public, especially to use the fintech. In terms of issue, challenges, and prospect of fintech adoption, first we will talk about issue. There are three main issues. First, in terms of cost, for sure, cost play a very significant in the fintech adoption. Acceptance, not only from the public acceptance, but also from the management itself. If some zakat and waqf institution ready, but how about their parent, which is the State Islamic Religious Council? So they sometimes need to follow their parent decision as well. And also in terms of government, there are some issue when you are doing fintech or zakat and collection through fintech, through online. So there is no boundary like the traditional. When the authority to collect zakat and wakaf are bounded by the state, but by having it online, so there is no more such boundary to be considered. So there will be another issue. Okay. In terms of challenges, there are few challenges faced by the zakat and wakaf institution, including risk management, productivity, transformational, and the most important thing in terms of Sharia and culture element. So when they say that how we want to capture the Sharia and culture element, like shaking the hand during performing the akad, and also still on the question whether the online transaction fulfill the Sharia compliant matters. So this is some challenges faced by the zakat and wakaf institution. And in terms of prospect, there are several suggestions and recommendations made by our respondent. First, by introducing e-voucher. So normally by only distributing cash before this to asnaf, for example, now why not we are using e-voucher so we can monitor closely what they are doing with the zakat fund, distribute to them, and so on. Alright, and there are also some suggestions to use more apps and also other fintech tools like Bitcoin, Sukuk, so to enhance the deliverable of zakat and wakaf fund. And it is also becoming a prospect in the future when zakat payer and wakaf donor are performing their payment through the online, so they will experience more closely to the zakat and wakaf management, as they can see how this fund are being managed and channeling to the asnaf and the beneficiaries as well. Alright. So, and the last one on the impact of fintech adoption. So it is undoubtedly that fintech adoption will improve the transaction process, reducing the cost and error. Okay. Monitoring will have real-time monitoring the flow of zakat and wakaf fund, and also will have better investment risk management, better performance evaluation, and also to be more transparent and integrity. So based on this finding, there are some implication and recommendation made. First, the awareness of the use of fintech in Islamic social finance need to be made to enhance the acceptance of fintech adoption. Second, a strong will and support, especially from the government, in terms of financial and fintech expertise toward the zakat and wakaf institution in Malaysia. Third, collaboration between fintech developer and zakat and wakaf institution is needed to come up with the most suitable and innovative fintech tools. And last but not least, SIRC need to give full cooperation and support in cultivating the digital initiative in their respective zakat and waqf institution. So, based on this presentation, I will end my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.